What's going on YouTube? This is Articulation and welcome back to another unboxing video. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded and it's the first video of 2025. I've been very busy and I will be sharing all of that with you soon. But today, I got something very special in the mail today. Albeit, it's not the winning lottery ticket that'll allow me to retire at the ripe old age of 21, but I think this is pretty good too. Today, we'll be taking a look at the beast of the Mesozoic, or I actually should say Cyberzoic Allosaurus Jimmadseni. I am very excited to have this finally in hand. As you know, we reviewed the beast of the Mesozoic Allosaurus a few months ago, and I was very excited about this variant, and now it's here. So let's skip all the dilly-dally, shall we? So, taking a look at the box, we have a very different approach to your typical beast of the Mesozoic packaging. We have, past and future collide, Cyberzoic at the top, 1/18 scale Allosaurus Jimmadseni action figure unit, which I believe goes with the whole army kind of deal. Dragon Slayer, and it is a mount. So evidently somebody would be riding an Allosaurus into battle. You'll notice the box is actually not square in shape. It actually has these nice little beveled edges here, not down there, but over there. So if we take a look at the side, we have the Cyberzoic logo. And down there it says Technologist? Yes. Oh, my tripod sucks. Apologies. So if we turn around, it says Cyberzoic, Allosaurus, Jimmadseni, 1/18 scale, and then at the top it does say Technologist. If we look at the back, complete the Dragon Slayer unit, we have the armor and the figure, and both sold separately, so we only have the dinosaur. This is what we're going to be looking at today. Species profile and an exclusive collector card. Very nice. So, without further ado, let's get this thing out of the box. Alright, so I got the figure out of the box. It does come with some accessories, so let's just go over those real quick before we get into the figure itself. So first we have your standard Beast of the Mesozoic display stand. I believe I assembled this in my last video on the Beast of the Mesozoic Allosaurus. If you want to go watch that, highly suggest that you do. It's a great video. We have some extra pairs of feet. We have some more arched feet and a more relaxed toe. Which, I mean, I'm pretty sure the other Allosaurus came with it too. And let's go over the collector card. Now, this is just really nice. I hope the camera's going to pick this up. Get some more light on there. This card is really nice. Shows the Allosaurus in a nice dark jungle or a forest. And then on the back, we have some stats about the Allosaurus. Pause that if you want. Very nice collector card. One of the best, I think, from Beast of the Mesozoic. I love the collector cards they do. Reminds me of the Kenner cards from back in the day. So, let's get in to the Allosaurus itself. So here we have the Allosaurus. Go over the articulation real quick. We have a jaw joint, which I have actually a lot easier time opening than I did on Jimmadseni. On the other Allosaurus, the Fragilus, there is a joint in the tongue. See if I can kind of poke that with something. It's a little hard to reach, but it is there. Let's see, I can't really get my finger in there. But it's there, just, trust me on that one. So, I'll close that up. Look at there's a joint right here. It's a little stubborn, but that's okay. There we go. Now you can actually see what I'm doing. We have a articulation joint here at the base of the head. We have one down here and here, so we can get some really nice. Oh yeah, listen to that plastic. That's some good quality plastic right there. You can get some really nice angles of the Allosaurus looking. A lot of other companies who produce dinosaur figures do not really get this amazing range of articulation here. The Allosaurus, I think, has one of the best articulation segments in the entire Beast of the Mesozoic range. I say Beast of the Mesozoic. This is actually technically the first Cyberzoic figure, so that's pretty cool. Obviously we have, and that tends to be a little loose, but that's okay. So we come down to the base of the neck. There's obviously a joint there as well. Come down to the arms. We have a nice swivel here. You can go out, in, back, forward. There's a joint, elbow joint, and hand joint. Pretty much the same thing as the Beast of the Mesozoic Allosaurus, which is why I'm kind of just glossing over this. There's midsection joint. Get down the legs. There's one right here at the hip. Oop. pop the tail out. Hold on. All right, back to articulation. We have a knee joint. Maybe this leg's a little more giving. Yeah, there we go. Sometimes you got to heat these things up a little bit just to get the joints flowing. We have ankle joint, and then we have a foot joint. There we go. Joints on this are really tight, which is something I actually prefer. Here we go. And then we have a joint at the base of the tail, and a joint here and here, and this is mandibular, which is always really cool. Now, let's go over the awesome paint scheme that this thing has, because of course, Beast of the Mesozoic always has really good paint schemes. Let me just stand this guy up. All right, we're just gonna hold him. Look, starting at the head, once again, we can see if my camera's, oh my God. I apologize for the bad camera. My tripod has just really died in the last few months, which is why I really haven't been using it. Everything is falling apart, but it is okay. The Allosaurus isn't, but you know, the tripod is. That's fine. We have some really nice detail on the head. Might be hard to pick up on camera, but the head is more of like a beigey kind of white color. Nice dry brushing over the dark gray base. We have a nice pair of red crusts going up, and of course the detail, the red detail goes down. And you also see top of the neck, we have this really nice red striping that goes down. The base of the figure stops at the tail. We'll get back to that later. Moving down the head, we have mostly dark gray with some white dry brushing to really bring out all of the sculpted detail. And they've just done a really good job on this figure with the painting and the airbrushing. You see a little bit of yellow and red. We come down to the body. We have some oranges and some tans, some nice cream colors, some dark grays. We have red. And of course, that's all over the figure, and it just looks absolutely phenomenal. You see mostly the arm underneath is dark gray, but you have some really nice dry brushing and detail. Just look at the detail on this figure. Absolutely amazing. Of course, just like the other Allosaurus we reviewed a few months prior. The main difference between Fragilus and Jimmadseni is just the skull shape. So, it's really the only difference. And let's take a look at the mouth real quick as well. Really nice detail in there, nice paint. Teeth are painted individually, and it just looks absolutely incredible. The eye is also really well done. Let me see if I can... I'll bring the Allo to you guys. How about that? There we go. Look at that. That is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I've already gotten dog hair on this. I've had this for 5 seconds, and somehow my dog has graced its hair onto the figure. I don't know how, but if you have a dog, you know what I mean. So, let's do some comparisons here with some other figures. Let me just zoom out real quick. Of course, we're going to compare it to its brethren, the Allosaurus Fragilus that we reviewed a couple months ago.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
As you can see, quite different in the head shape here. Allosaurus Fragilus has a boxier head, I would say, and Jimmadseni has a slimmer, more narrow head. Both obviously look fantastic. I think that's really it for differences between these two. Actually, no. It's really just the head shape, but they obviously still resemble Allosaurus. Very well-made figures. If I had to pick over which one I liked better in terms of paint scheme, I don't really know how I would choose my favorite, because in a way they're both good. They're really good. Obviously one's a little more, I would say, natural than the other. Like I would think the Jimmadseni paint scheme would be more closer to maybe what Allosaurus would look like than this color scheme over here. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved the color scheme they did on Fragilus, and there's actually a tiger stripe variant coming out at some point, maybe this year or next year. So, might be a review on that one too, because that one looks really cool. But I like the kind of darker tones on the Jimmadseni figure. It kind of blends in more with the natural environment. I can see Jimmadseni living in a nice rocky mountain or something like that. These are both really good figures, and I'm very fortunate to own both of them. I think they look awesome, and if you have 1, the shelf space, and 2, the extra cash laying around to buy either one of these figures, honestly, because they're both just absolutely phenomenal. Let's do another size comparison here, just in case you don't have a spare piece in this other figure laying around. We have the Hammond Collection Robert Muldoon. I'll just stick him right there. You can see Allosaurus just dominates over Muldoon, and it looks phenomenal. Just phenomenal. This whole figure is just phenomenal. Both of them, obviously. But I think that's going to do it for this little review. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video, which will probably also be Allosaurus related. What do I mean by that? You'll just have to do the same.